Well, you've certainly grown up since the last time I've seen you, Cindy Lou Who.
I absolutely have, Grinch, and you're still a nasty asshole. Yeah, I curse now.
I feel like that first year I met you, you looked pretty good, but it's been a couple years since then. It seems like time has really taken a toll on you.
Well, that's really sweet of you to say, because you know what? I only age like fine wine. Okay, Grinch? But you're looking trashy. You're looking disgusting.
I couldn't possibly really think that about myself. I mean, it seems like to me, it looks like you got a skin graft.
Don't you dare get into my skin, sir. Because the thing is, you're not only stealing away from me my looks and Christmas, but you're stealing the joy out of everybody's hearts. So you're gonna talk, you're gonna judge
listen,
me.
the movie's not called Cindy Lou Who. The movie's called The Grinch. So I mean, I think people could take or leave you.
The Grinch who stole Christmas.
Yes, and
you gotta get locked up.
At the end of the day, I think people would really take or leave you. I think it's really about me at the end of the day.
Okay. What song do you sing? What song do you sing?
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Are people singing that one often, or are they singing "Where Are You, Christmas"?
I think that you're pretty delusional. I think you're pretty delusional to think that the song people remember from The Grinch is "Where Are You, Christmas."
Well, I would like to.
How many Spotify playlists do you think "Where Are You, Christmas" is on versus "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch"?
Just because you have a low baritone, are you a misogynist?
I never once said that.
Well,
I remember you had a lot of choice words to say about Miss Martha May Whovier when I first met you. You said some really slut-shamey things about her.
What did I have to say about Martha May?
I'm not going to repeat them because I am a feminist.
Don't even get me started on you. I don't want to even get started on you.
You have been persecuting me for years.
Where's Max?
Max died out back. He's buried in the yard.
He died out back.
Where's your family? They don't give a fuck about you. No one gives a fuck about you.
You know, it's called independence. Where's your family? They don't give a fuck about you. You don't give a fuck about them.
I don't have a family.
Yeah.
And actually, it's pretty tragic, and that's kind of explains my whole backstory.
Oh, I'm sorry. I get to choose my family.
Excuse me?
I get to choose my family.
No, you didn't. You have a family. They didn't choose. They don't want you. I had to choose my family.
How do you know how I grew with my family? You don't know the.
I live on fucking Mount Crumpus. I could see everything from up there, bitch.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going.
That's where we're gonna fucking go.
You're gonna be a bitch.
Yes.
That's crazy. You know what? I'm gonna get into the studio and
you have always been
make a song
entitled, rude, and frankly, really intolerant to a lot of people in places.
Intolerant. The only intolerance I might have is lactose, but the thing is, that's not stopping me. I am the sweetest little girl in all of Whoville, and everybody knows that.
And it's a fucking phone. You're a fucking phony, bitch.
Okay.
You're a fucking phony.
You keep throwing this bitch word around.
You're
like
a
you
phony,
can say that,
Cindy Lou.
sir.
You're a phony. I am pretty much. I can only assume I'm non-binary. What kind of gender is the Grinch?
You can pretty much assume.
I can pretty much assume the Grinch is non-binary. Yeah.
Well, we have a seat for you at the table anytime you want it, but you never want a seat at that table. But maybe if you showed up to the LGBTQIA+, you would actually want to talk to us.
Why the hell would I want to sit around a bunch of losers? Losers, no-name losers in the Lou Who household.
I'm just going to let
you have a question for you, Cindy.
Yeah, say it.
Why isn't your tree plugged in? Why are your lights off?
You stole them, asshole.
I didn't take the lights out. They're right behind you. Plug them in. My world is changing. I'm rearranging. Does that mean whatever, just don't do it if it's going to be complicated. Merry Christmas, I guess.
Merry Christmas. The lights are off.
Good children. Sweet silver bells all seem to say, throw cares away, Christmas is here, ringing good cheer, young in the old, meek in the bold, Merry, 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 merry Christmas, merry, 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 merry Christmas, silver bells, silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Welcome back to Good Children. I'm Joe Hegyes.
And I'm Andrew Muscarella. We spent the past 24 years growing together.
And now it's time for us to grow up.
And wouldn't you say we grew up?
I have to tell you, if growing up means accepting that you never want to wear a face prosthetic again in your entire life, I would say I am the most grown up version of myself.
I know, but there's something. Listen, I'm sitting right now in a pool of snot, and you didn't necessarily need to hear that, but there was something beautiful about putting this on again for the third time.
For me, I couldn't disagree more.
But it's kind of like, when are you going to give it up? You keep doing something over and over and over again, and this is the third time that we're doing it. And I love being Cindy. I love being Cindy. And at this point, Cindy is one with me. She's the person I've dressed up the most as.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's basically this is my drag persona at this point, is Cindy Busty Loohoo.
Yeah, I've only done the Grinch twice. Although let's get right into it. I was reminded of this recently, and maybe I talked about this before, but I had a year back in the day in college where I've been the Grinch many times.
You have been the Grinch many
I did the
times.
Grinch for summer camp, and we did Christmas in July.
Yep.
And we ate that down.
Yep.
We ate that down.
The thing is, when you tell us there's going to be a themed event and it's Christmas, we are showing up.
Wait, didn't
You
I
kinda
wrap the
stole the
walls?
show.
Didn't I wrap the walls in the trailer?
Joe, you have been wrapping the walls forever. And I think that's a really good Christmas tradition.
Is
for
to wrap
people.
the
It's just
walls.
wrap the walls.
Deck the halls. Wrap the walls.
That's one of our songs on the Christmas album.
Oh my God, stop.
Deck the halls, wrap the walls.
So, let's I think we should just immediately tell that story. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar, me and Andrew were summer camp counselors together, a little too old, right? People had internships.
People had internships for sure. People were definitely trying to pave a way for their career path. And the thing about us is we just wanted to have fun. I didn't want to think about, especially at the time I was in finance, I didn't want to think about getting into a bank. I said, there's going to be plenty of years to work. Why not have fun?
Yeah.
I
was working at the Emmys, and I backslid to summer camp.
I think there was many times that I was regressing you. I think it was my choice to say, Joe, maybe you should do the camp.
And I would have done it in a heartbeat just to hang out.
And that's what it was.
Yeah.
And we weren't, we've said it before, we weren't necessarily comfortable with ourselves. We weren't necessarily amazing with children.
No, you were yelling at them.
I was yelling because if I learned anything, you need to talk to children the way that you talk to adults. And
well, yeah, you yell at adults.
I just yelled at you before. Listen, just because let's say his name is Max for peace of mind, didn't want to learn the dance. Of course I needed to. I was a product of Abby Lee Miller.
Those kids can listen to this podcast. They're old enough to listen to this podcast. That's crazy.
Insane.
That's crazy. We're so fucking old.
We're old, wretched losers.
We're not old and wretched. But we are losers. At least that part I can completely agree with. So it was summer camp, and there was the festival, the carnival. Yes. I'm sure you're familiar with a penny carnival of sorts. And our carnival, we chose to do, rather than a game,
interactive, immersive experience with Santa Claus.
I'm crying. Why did we do that?
So that was really bizarre.
Wait, yeah, it was the age of Instagram pop-up. So actually, God, geniuses. So instead of doing bowling or throwing the basketball into a hoop and a ring toss, we said, you're going to enter the North Pole. You're going to go through multiple rooms in a trailer, like the trailer that was the office or the summer camp.
Exactly. And
you entered one room and it was the Grinch's lair. And then you went into the second room and it was Santa, and it was a Santa meet and greet.
And I'll tell you, there was a competition going on between the camps. Everyone was like, this is going to be the piece that's going to bring it home for exactly. Not to get French on you. The piece de la resistance. And it was.
Did we win?
I absolutely.
If we won, they shouldn't have even shared that prize. It should have been just for us, because it was very no offense to anyone else who worked at Alan Park's.
No, I would say
camp
I would say
summer,
that they should take offense,
because no, they shouldn't take offense, because it's just a fact. We actually rightfully we carried them home to victory through an immersive. And I remember we were keeping the AC so cold because we're it's the North Pole. It has to be cold.
That was a great way to tell the managers we just wanted there.
Yes. And I remember, I think that your room had a fake fireplace.
It did.
And it was Christmas music was playing in there. Yep. I think my room had fake snow and fake trees.
For sure.
Because it was like Mount Crumpus.
We really always had an eye.
And I was doing makeup. I was doing makeup on us.
You were doing makeup. And Was I an interactive Santa?
Yeah, people sat and took pictures.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. And I think I ate it down. I think it was
Yeah.
my first time of actually embodying Santa in so many different ways. And I think it actually just has created this lore that I want to be that mall Santa.
Yeah,
And we've talked about it.
And I've definitely created the lore that I want to be the Grinch.
Well, exactly. You know what's funny too about doing that in the trailer is that if a kid was getting hurt, they came right into Santa's
Yes, yeah.
Santa's workshop.
And I'll tell you, some kids were definitely afraid of the Grinch. Not my problem. Couldn't really help them.
People were crying.
Yeah,
I mean, and both of this, it was almost for some a haunted house.
And I wish it was.
I wish it was.
That's next time.
We
go
shut the
back to
lights
summer
off.
Camp.
As we go back to summer camp as 30-year-old men,
But that's
making
just
it a
proof
horror
positive
show.
right there. Like
That's scary.
we have always craved attention and created environments in where people in charge and in authority gave us the opportunity to do whatever the fuck we wanted to do because they trusted that the outcome was going to be worth it. And that North Pole was really worth it. It was a winter village.
They saw in us, like, they were like, how did your brains think like that? People were wearing a scarf outside like it was Christmas in July. No, we came like we took that North Pole.
The theme wasn't Christmas in July. That's what I'm actually just thinking about right now. The theme, it was the carnival, and everyone had different events, and we chose, rather than, this is what I'm saying, Andrew, rather than do a ring toss or the straight guys would do like throw a basketball into the hoop and get a prize. We did enter the North Pole and get a picture with Santa Claus as our game. And it was immersive, and we spent our money that we earned on camp on the decorations for it.
Well, I think I was combining it with maybe a latter year, or when it was Christmas. It was Frozen.
No, Andrew, that was Frozen was popular. Frozen was popular,
and that was my game, was Frozen,
and mine was Bolaf for Olaf.
That was good. Yeah, I'll never forget that outfit. What was I wearing? A Vineyard Vines bathing
That's
suit?
When you look fat. That's when you were told you looked fat in that picture.
What was
it?
I
Was
wearing?
Literally that
fat.
day. It was Bolaf for Olaf day. You were bat.
I was bat.
So anyway, my point is,
we're always trying to bring Christmas.
There's a storied history here when it comes to dressing up like these characters. And I was reminded also from Frank's sister-in-law that I had a year, and I may have told this in the podcast as well. And I must have been 1920.
What are you gonna say?
I was 19 or 20 years old. It was not the year 1920. And I dressed up as the Grinch.
Yeah.
I did my drag.
Yeah.
And I went from house to house of people I knew. And they had ring doorbells or something, and I would show up at the house. And I did a little song and dance. I showed up. And then I would leave a little gift on the front steps for them. And the gift was one of those saint candles. You know those like saint candles that have like Beyonce's face on it with my face on it.
Joe.
And I was leaving people saint candles with my face on it.
Joe, that's
and this
sick.
had to be 2016, 2015. And yeah, I did meet and greets. I took pictures with people's families. People's families came out to meet me.
It makes you think. That's an amazing, amazing thing that you did for yourself.
Thank you.
And
for myself, yeah, important specification. That was for nobody but me.
Nobody else but yourself. And it just goes to show, like, you really sometimes when you need attention, you will go lengths for it. Yeah. But you only in that moment created a memorable experience that people will never forget.
Exactly. No, I know. And Frank's sister-in-law, Maria, talks about it to this day. She talks about it to this day. She's, I met the Grinch was her favorite character.
We should have really thought about that today.
And shown up places.
Andrew,
we step out in the middle of the streets of Bushwick like this.
People have stepped out of their apartment much worse.
You're not wrong.
You know what I mean? At least I have a vision. I'm really happy though, after 3 years, that this outfit
still fits.
Yeah. Because when the shoe fits.
Continue the sentence.
When the shoe fits, you're Cinderella. What is that sentence?
It's like, I think it's, I'm not a princess, but if the shoe fits. No, that's if the crown fits. That was like a shirt girls would wear in the 4th grade.
I just think it's when the shoe fits.
If the shoe fits, wear it. Yeah, like if the shoe fits, it means that it's like, you know, you're not a bitch, but if the shoe fits, it's like your behavior or something about you proves that you are the thing you're not saying you are.
Well, for most cases, the shoe's not going to fit.
Too wide
feet.
These feet.
That's another Christmas song we'll make. Two wide
So I want to
feet,
buy these shoes
for my
best
two wide
friend.
feet.
Sir, I want to buy these shoes
for my two wide feet. It's Christmas Eve and these shoes are not my size. Can you hurry, sir? My foot's hanging over the side. I mean, they've been wide for quite a while, and a perfect shoe will make me smile, and I want to look beautiful when I put my shoes on tonight.
Well, I want to fuck the Grinch, and that's obvious.
Well, do you
No, I
actually?
changed my mind. I changed my mind.
I
don't
think that
wanna
this
fuck
is
the
actually
Grinch.
really good. I think this is a really good time for you to come out.
But I'm sorry. Like, no, I think I already said that.
Oh, you
Would
did?
you top bottom stocking? I said I wouldn't want to fuck the Grinch.
Yeah.
But like right now, like that's just 'cause, like I'm a human. But like, imagine I had a fucking massive 10-incher soft dangling between my legs right now as I was speaking to you. Tell me you wouldn't think about it. Tell me you wouldn't think about
Well,
it.
I mean, I would have to think about it because I'm sitting right here. So I'd be like, that seems a little bit strange. I'd be like, what are you doing with that thing?
And it's just
You know what? I don't want to think about that. We've talked about this last year when I was Cindy Lou Who, and I was trying to give some sexual innuendos that I was busty and everything.
I told that story. Yeah, I did. Should I almost retell it?
I think you should retell. I think every
Let's
single
try
time
and
we
retell
tell
that
it,
story, people love it.
people love it. They eat it up every time.
So I mean, yeah, I guess this episode there's a lot of Grinch lore. Holy shit!
Yeah, there's a lot of Grinch lore.
So obviously we know about Joechella, my deeply themed birthday parties, and there was 2 Snowchellas.
Yeah.
Famously, there was Snowchella 1, and then there was Snowchella 2, the divine intervention of Joe Hegyes. And Snowchella 2 was angel themed. Everyone had to come as angels. But Snowchella 1 was dressed as your favorite Christmas character, holiday film character. I was like, should I do the Grinch?
Yeah.
Obviously, I know how to do the makeup. I'm ready to do it. But I said, no, it's time for Nora Crank this year. It has to be Nora Crank. And so I did Nora Crank. So actually, I've dressed up as Nora Crank twice. It's getting weird. But I remember I said, I want something special for my friends. I want something special for my friends this year.
You always love to treat your friends. You
do.
spare no expense to make sure that people at your party are having a good time.
I really do believe that's the case. And I went online and I looked up Grinch impersonators. I looked up Grinch impersonators because I said, what if we had a Grinch enter the party and, you know, take pictures with the guests and interact with the guests?
I looking back on this moment
and now hearing it,
I can only assume Grinch impersonators out there either
Alan
fetishize the Grinch.
No, Andrew, that's weird. He's just trying to make money. He's an actor.
Look at you, right? You're loving this.
I'm
right
not
now.
a Grinch impersonator.
What did you just do to your friends, families?
That
you
was
went to their house
in 2015.
Well, exactly.
It was 9 years ago.
And this party was how many years ago?
2018, 2019.
There you go.
2018.
You think about that. This man is willingly putting himself out there saying he's going to be the Grinch impersonator. And listen, if you're an actor, you're an actor. But continue.
I'm not going to slander a Grinch impersonator who's just trying to make their money by saying they're fetishizing the Grinch. Because that wasn't what happened here. Something much worse happened here instead. And so, you know, the party was off without a hitch. People are happy. Andrew, you really had a cop-out costume.
What was that?
Kevin McAllister. You wore a red sweater. That was pretty shocking.
I think
Were
that.
You,
yeah.
like almost like Suey.
Yeah, I was definitely
around that time in your life.
I was definitely like sued up.
You were Susie.
I was like Susie Q that year.
You were like Susie Salmon.
Yeah, I was Susie Salmon off the side of a building, and
Holy
like
shit.
when you're Susie Salmon off the side of the building, like it's kind of like you're gonna show up as Kevin McAllister, and you're gonna look at somebody and you're gonna say, "Shut the fuck up, I'm Kevin McAllister." I didn't want anyone listen. That year, I didn't want anyone to second guess what I was. I think I walked in and Patty was like, "Oh, that's a cute costume." That's all I wanted to hear.
I don't think Patty was there.
Was she not?
No.
You're kidding.
My parents were definitely not there.
I always feel like she's there.
No, they would leave for those. They would come back at some point.
Where would they go?
Like out to dinner, have a whole night. What the fuck just happened to you?
Sorry, my Santa sack is just... There's a hole in these stockings, and Santa's sack is just not doing well.
So Andrew was Kevin McAllister and very depressed. I was, oh my God, I had a costume change too. I needed attention
You
so badly.
just-
But you know what? Doesn't it make sense now? Like I make these like skit videos
Yeah.
and like do sketch comedy where I am in characters and costumes. Like I think I was just begging for that outlet.
You were.
I think
You
that's why I'm like finding inner peace.
Yeah.
Because I'm finally like found the outlet. Anyway, so I only thought the Grinch was coming, and then this actor texted me and he said, you know, I'm gonna bring a handler, but don't worry, she's gonna come dressed as Cindy Lou Who. I said, that's amazing. So we're gonna get a 2-for-1 now. We're getting a 2-for-1. The party's in full swing. It's at my parents' house. You know, everyone's getting drunk now. Everyone's having a lot of fun in the basement. I think some people know that something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Some people are aware that there's a visitor that's going to be joining us, but I don't think everyone knows this yet. And this was a really cursed night in retrospect. So party's happening. Everyone's having a lot of fun. Cousins are there, family, friends, all my childhood friends, some other friends, I'm sure. Who's to say? And knock, knock, knock. Enter the Grinch. And let me tell you, I think his prosthetics looked very similar to mine.
Yep.
Very similar to mine right now. And
who came with him
was Cindy Lou Who. Cindy Lou Who still. It was still Cindy.
It was definitely
She was still
Cynthia.
Cindy. It was
Cynthia
definitely
Lou Who.
Cynthia Lou Who. And I remember I greeted him at the door. I said the party's downstairs. I also told him ahead of time. I said it's like an adult party. Like it's like there's like not like I was like for fair warning, like you're not gonna walk into a room full of children.
Kids.
You're gonna walk into like a room full of people like probably your age. So like if you feel weird about that, like just let me know.
Your age.
He was like probably our age, a little bit older.
Was he? I don't know why I saw that man. He was like a 50-year-old man.
That's so funny. No, he was probably like 30. I guess we were like 20.
Okay.
So he comes in. I guess he gets a vibe. He gets a vibe from the party. Like he can like tell it's like people are drinking, people are having a good time. He walks down those basement steps into to the crowd of people, and he goes, what the fuck? I don't even remember what the first thing he says was, but he just makes a character choice to become the most vulgar, profane, sexual Grinch you've ever met. He's like, ho, 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 Merry Christmas, motherfuckers. And everyone freezes. It's like the cops came in.
Because, again, you're downstairs. You're expecting the Grinch to come down. And he's like, oh, where's your Christmas tree? Something along the lines of what the movie would entail, because this was method acting. This was method, but this was improv. So he was coming down there saying, I'm gonna fuck one of you, basically.
I think he said cocksuckers.
He
was calling us cocksuckers.
He was calling us, and in retrospect, that's a crazy thing to come and say to people at a party that we're cocksuckers.
I think he really said like,
oh,
what are you cocksuckers doing?
And the fact that it's a 30-year-old man that lives on Long Island is killing me.
It's killing me. Like immediately the tone shifted. Like no one was happy. Like
no one felt
there was
safe.
not one person who was charmed or entertained.
People wanted to leave. Like I was
leaving.
definitely.
I think people
mortified.
left.
I think I went towards the bathroom. I was nervous.
People were hiding. I was hiding. People like it was as if an intruder really entered the space. Like the tone shifted so severely, and then he brings down Cynthia Lou Who, and he goes, and this is my friend Busty Lou Who. Busty Lou Who.
Busty Lou Who. And I could only assume they were fucking, right?
They were definitely like partners.
They were partners, and this was like their cosplay.
Yeah,
to like come to people's houses as the Grinch and Busty.
I think he had other characters as well.
I'd be interested to reach out.
I know his first and last name, and I have his phone number and his Venmo. So,
how much did you pay that night?
I have to check the Venmo. I think it was $400.
Oh, in retrospect, Joe.
In retrospect, a lot of money.
Oh, how much? How long was he there to make people feel
well,
uncomfortable?
Actually, I cut him short too. I cut him short because
what was he gonna do?
He was gonna be there for. I think I'm not joking. I think I booked him for 2 hours. I think I booked him for 2 hours.
What was he gonna do? Sit in a corner,
take pictures of people
for
mingle.
2 hours.
Yeah,
that's really wild.
Yeah, and I just remember every word out of his mouth was something disgusting and depraved. Disgusting. I feel like he had to be talking about sex too. I mean, Busty Lou Who, he definitely objectified Cindy. He objectified Cynthia in a serious way.
Was she like?
She was busty.
She was busty.
She was definitely busty.
I do remember, like, now, again, like, when you go through a traumatic event like this, like, you sometimes, like, black it out. So, like, once he said, like, what are you cocksuckers up to tonight? I think that's probably what I decided to tune it out.
I feel like people scattered. People were running. Like it was scattered. Like fish in a pond.
People were really scared that night. People were really
Caroline. I'll never forget Caroline's fear. I'll never forget the fear in her eyes. And JJ. I think actually JJ went down on record saying he has a traumatic childhood fear of the Grinch.
Yeah.
And can you imagine being an adult having a fear, deep-seated fear of the Grinch? You're in a basement. There's no way out.
No.
And he's calling you. You're afraid of the Grinch. You're at a party. You're a couple drinks in. The Grinch shows up, stands at the top of the stairs, your only exit, and starts calling you a cocksucker.
A cocksucker. There's something really festive about that.
And I think that's the amazing part. I remember very, very, very vividly. I said to Rachel, sweet angel Rachel, sweet angel, queen of my life, Rachel Weisz. I said to her, I need you to get this man out of my house immediately.
Yeah.
And I went and hid by the hot chocolate bar. Because remember that?
The hot chocolate bar.
Remember the hot chocolate bar?
Was it in the basement in that corner?
In that corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, hot chocolate bar. Full hot chocolate bar. Custom mugs. Peppermint spoons.
The peppermint spoons.
Yeah.
The thing is, I do love a hot chocolate bar.
You know what I'm thinking about doing?
Swiss Miss.
I wonder if you'd even want to come.
Please.
I'm thinking about hosting a pretty similar event on New Year's Eve in my parents' basement.
Yeah, we come.
I'm thinking about doing it.
Absolutely. Can I come in? Can I help?
Yeah, sure.
Can I do almost a yellow brick road of charcuterie?
Yeah. Oh my God, tell Patty, she'd be so thrilled.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll do a charcuterie.
I'm thinking about doing as I said to my mom, like, you guys should like invite a bunch of people. Like, we always have New Year's Eve, and I'm always like, it's the most depressing holiday of all time because we just sit around and eat Chinese food and do nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like, if we can't leave the house, if I'm not allowed to spend New Year's Eve anywhere else besides, I guess, Melbourne, Australia, I would like to at least bring the party to us.
Let's bring the party to you.
Yeah.
Oh, that just changes my whole outlook.
Yeah,
on the
it's gonna be a fun New Year's. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun New Year's, you guys.
Fun New Year's in Joe's basement.
Oh,
who's in?
Important to note, this is the first episode back since the election for us. Just think about that. We're not going to touch it because people probably don't want to think about it in the current moment, but think about that this is it. And this, one more note. We were going to film this on Election Wednesday. So just, let's keep going.
Wonder what we would have talked about on Election Wednesday.
I have no idea.
I have no idea. I really don't.
It's weeks later, thankfully.
You know what I'm not doing enough this holiday season is where would I find one? Is a bonfire.
Well, you can't burn anything because there's so many droughts and wildfires. Did you see the wildfire in Prospect Park? Did you hear about that?
I smelled it.
Yeah.
I saw
with you.
I saw videos of it.
Yeah.
It's getting alarming. It's getting really scary. And I you know what? It just goes to show you can't have any bonfires outside anymore. It has to be inside. I'll do it inside. You think that would be safe? A little bonfire on the inside?
No.
All I want is a s'mores. And everyone's taking that away from me.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay. If I think festive, I think...
You think s'mores? You'll definitely have a s'more at the ranch.
Do you think that my parents... You guys... This is my literal nightmare.
I'm not answering it.
Anyways, they wanted to tell me that Santa wasn't real. And what I needed to say to them was...
Wait, I have to show them my eyes.
It's really petrifying, Joe. You have to put the sunglasses back on.
Why?
Although it's like so realistic. It's so realistic. Your teeth look amazing.
My teeth look incredible, huh?
You just got to paint yourself green.
Yeah.
Then you're good.
Green.
How are my teeth?
They look really good.
You can't even see it. I can't believe every single time. I just don't want to shave my face anymore, Joe. I don't want to do that anymore. But
why?
I'll do that. Just because it's makeup for me. I like a beard on my face. So you're not looking at my double cheeks.
No, don't. Please, let's talk about body dysmorphia on Christmas. Why do you think that you have what do you mean double cheeks? Do you know you're so handsome?
No.
You don't know you're so handsome.
I know that I'm handsome. I do know that I'm handsome, but there's sometimes that you just like look at yourself and you say, I wish I didn't shave my face.
Well,
today.
I totally get that. Like
You
right
know.
now, I'm actually kind of in that place. I wish I had my big, disgusting beard back.
Joe, I've never been more jealous of anything in my entire life. I'll tell you this.
My big, disgusting beard?
Than your big disgusting beard.
You
My
liked
mom,
it?
Oh my god, Joe, I loved it. I've yearned for one. I was just at home and my mom was like, Andrew, can you clean out that closet? I had about 15 different beard growth oils and pills. Pills.
You have to stop taking pills like that.
I'm putting so many supplements in my body that I think that hair is just going to grow from nowhere. And I guess that's what it is. That's what's supposed to happen. It was guaranteeing me a thicker, fuller beard.
Didn't happen.
No, I'm still patchy. All I want is a big burly beard.
I had that.
You can grow facial hair easily.
And I know I have to shave twice a day at this point. Something happened. I shave twice a day. I shave morning and night. I like literally like my facial hair is growing in a scary way lately. I think I've always known that as I near like my 30s, I'm about to get like my hairiness is gonna explode tenfold twice a day.
I have a pit in my stomach about that.
Why?
Because I'm not going to
Andrew,
have
I'm gonna
my
let you
beard
know
back
something.
for 2 weeks. No, because every single time I shave my face, I'll see somebody new. I'll go to work. I'll walk out of my apartment. Someone's like, whoa, you look so different. And I get it. I look different. But I'm just like, I just don't want anyone to acknowledge it. And I know that it's there. Whoa, you look 17. That's like kind of a slave. Something to say. Like, for sure, I look very youthful and young. But just, you know what I mean? I feel so self-conscious when I have a shaved face. And I have to get to the bottom of it.
But it doesn't seem like it's just the shaved face that's making you self-conscious, sweetheart. I'll tell you one thing. You did your eyelashes amazing.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh, I just threw shit to the wind, basically.
I'm sure you're always doing that.
The amount of glue on these lashes. I'm not going to have lashes.
You put the glue on your eyelashes?
Yes.
Okay. That's fine.
I really hope so.
It is.
Because if not, immediately after this, I'm getting eyelash extensions. Okay, eyelash extensions. I don't know what just happened there. Yeah. I haven't done anything festive yet. I understand
But it's November 18th.
that it's November 18th, but I have no plans to do anything festive besides Rocking Horse Ranch.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm very excited about. But I think that, you know what? Now that I think about it, I have some time to plan. I would like to go ice skating. As much as I hate it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go ice skating, Joe.
Well, you can go ice skating on the cute little date.
With you?
No.
Should we do a double date ice skating?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Who's
I
my
actually, the
date?
thing is, though, no, I actually can't go ice skating if we go to the Central Park rink because me and Ross made a pact when we first started dating that if we were ever going to break up, the way that we would break up is by bringing the other person to the Central Park ice rink. So, like, we know, like, give it, like, if one day, like, I was going to break up with Ross, I'd be like, can we meet at the ice rink? Which is basically being like, we're going to go break up.
Meet me at the ice rink.
Meet me at the ice rink, Central Park.
Central Park. Shimmering lights. Oh,
I'll go to any
wow.
other ice rink.
Okay, I would go to Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. I have to practice what I preach because when my daughter starts to take ice skating lessons, she's going to need to know that her
And
father...
Totino. You were saying Totino has to figure skate.
I think Totino's going to figure skate for sure, but that he's going to figure out that he doesn't need to figure skate.
So you're going to make him do it regardless.
He's got to start somewhere if he wants to be at the Olympics.
Why? Like I really do worry because I don't think you're joking about this. Like you want to make sure your kids are Olympic athletes.
Only if they want to.
I don't think that's true.
How do you even get them started then? You take them to the sport. They
When
start
they're
playing
1 year old.
Gymnastics.
Yeah.
Well, again,
I think every child should learn gymnastics. Top 3 skills I wish I had, and then you could go.
okay.
Number 1, gymnastics. I wish
Yeah.
I was in gymnastics
Same.
classes as a kid. Number 2, piano. I wish I could play piano.
Do it all the same.
Number 3, wait, what was it? Don't tell me it. Don't say a word. Sewing. I wish I could sew garments.
Yeah, that actually would be really beneficial.
Thank you.
I would say definitely piano and or guitar.
Yeah.
I would like to do an instrument where I can sing along with you.
Yeah.
Or entertain the space. Because listen, everyone knows that person who you'll be at their house and out of nowhere they're going to whip out a guitar and they want to start singing and including people. You might
And
not
you
know
enjoy
person.
that person?
Are you good?
You can't.
The fog in your
Yeah.
glasses. Do I enjoy that person? I don't hate that person, but I
No.
do think that they have a charm to them that, yeah, I want to sing along with you, especially during Christmas, the Christmas carols. My uncle's still playing the Christmas carols. He doesn't know how to play the guitar. He knows a few strums of those strings.
That's all you need is a few chords.
All I need is a few chords for sure.
What is that even supposed to mean?
But I agree. I agree that I would like to play the guitar or the piano. The second thing is I think I need to go back to wood shop or like a building class, a building 101, a tolerance for building 101, because I can't think about building anything that I get from Wayfair, anything that I get from anywhere. I don't even know how to do it. I can't compute it. And the third thing I would say,
that was a really crazy rhyme.
What just came out of my mouth?
It wasn't even a rhyme, but it kind of sounded good.
Thank you.
It was very like Daft Punk.
Thank you. Because I'll tell you why. Because I feel like sometimes I let things just roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
Rolling off the tip of the tongue. And then the third one, I would probably say a flip. For sure. For sure. A backflip. I would say a backflip.
So you're like, all you want to be able to do is a backflip?
Well, you said a cartwheel.
No, it's not at all what I said. What are you saying?
What was the first thing you said? Gymnastics.
Andrew, do you listen to a word I say ever?
Gymnastics.
Yeah.
Gymnastics, piano, and sewing.
A cartwheel?
That's part of gymnastics, I guess. But a backflip. I'm good with that.
Just a backflip.
Just it.
Like you want to go to school for a backflip.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, you have to learn things along the way to get to a backflip.
Yeah. I could do a pretty good backflip.
If you did a backflip,
I would snap in half.
You would snap your neck in half.
Yeah. I remember the first time I started fearing somersaults, even. Kyle Rada's house.
Did someone say something to you?
No, we were just doing them. Boy Scouts. It was a Boy Scout meeting, and we were on his front lawn, and we were doing somersaults, which is really faggy. And I remember just being like, I think I'm going to snap my neck if I do this. So I stopped.
Well, once you put your hands there, you're pretty good. Put your hands on the floor.
Yeah, but my neck, I was like,
there's a lot of pressure on that
big
neck.
Big head
and the
bigger body.
Yeah, and a big body.
I can't help thinking, do you got a bigger body? Do you got a body bigger than mine?
That one's from Maisie Peters, who's listening. She's a huge listener.
I can't help thinking that she's got a better body. Does she got a body better than mine?
I'm done with the Feast of the Seven Fishes tradition. I'm done with it.
And you should say that again.
I'm done with the Feast of the Seven Fishes tradition.
And you should say it one more time.
And I'm done with the Feast of the Seven Fishes tradition. And I think I just lost.
Can you say it one more time?
I'm done with the Feast of the Seven Fishes tradition.
Yeah.
And I might have lost a lot of Italian listeners here. I might have lost a lot of Italian followers, but I don't understand why we're doing that still.
Well,
I don't
here's the
want
thing.
that. But my aunt makes a good Feast of the Seven Fishes salad.
A fish salad. Yeah.
Just seven fishes in one salad.
Yeah,
Call
I
it
would
a
do that
day.
too. Because honestly, I don't think that my family definitely does not do the seven fishes.
No.
We do as many fish as possible, but like, I want to say, obviously, it's the galama, which I don't even know if it's
fried or squid.
Fried. There's some squid too, but like, this is what I'm saying. It's like very much like they have watered it down to just whatever they want. Like, galama baked clams count as two different fishes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if neither of them are even a fish.
Yep.
Shrimp cocktail,
Of
that's
course.
a fish. Fried shrimp, different kind of fish. That's now we're at shrimp 4. Linguine with
Clam.
Linguine with clam, that's shrimp 5. There's definitely like a fra diavolo,
Another type of
shrimp.
Jeez.
Shrimp is the big ones. That's like 6. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then there's like always a salad, like a seafood salad. So that's 7.
What's
My mom, and then there's also like lobster.
that seems nice.
I'm sure if my mom heard this, she'd be pissed.
Tell me, maybe a lot of people are going to be pissed about this one. Tell me what your ideal Christmas Eve and Christmas Day dinner would be.
Can I tell you something personal before
What?
that? You know, in order to keep the sheen on my face, they told me to use lube. In the instructions, I have lube all over my. I have Dakota
I
Johnson.
can't give that up.
No, because I use coconut oil, so I was like actually searching my room for lube.
Dakota
I used Dakota Johnson's
lube
mod.
is so
It's so good. It
amazing.
is so good. I have to like use it tonight for fun. Like I actually love it.
It's the only
It's
lube
so
I use.
slimy and slippery and silicone-y.
It's so, and you know what? It's not. Yeah, it's not sticky to the hand.
No,
it's perfect.
thank you so much, Matt from Mod.
Thank you, Matt from Maud.
Matt from Wood.
Matt from Wood.
So your question for me was?
If you could redo an Italian tradition or redo your Christmas traditions, what would be on the dinner table for your Christmas Eve and Christmas Day dinner?
This is a loaded. Well, I think I wouldn't change Christmas Eve.
Oh, you're seven fish.
Christmas Eve is one of my favorite
Okay.
food holidays. Christmas Day, fuck that shit, bro. Because
What do you
I don't
eat?
have an Italian Christmas Day. I don't enjoy my Christmas Day ever. In any case, I always used to hate Christmas Day as a kid too, because like Christmas Eve was like family Christmas
Yeah.
Day. Because it was always like my mom's side for Christmas
Yes.
Eve and then my dad's side for Christmas Day. My dad has one brother who has no family, and then like so it was just us again. But Christmas Day was always my Hungarian roots would really take root, and it was
Was
like
that chicken soup?
but like a really crazy mashed potato, like a really crazy one. Like a lot of like the more not Slavic. I actually don't know what part of like Europe you would describe Hungary, but it's like, you know, more of like the sausages, like the kielbasas and shit, and like a roast beast, if you will.
A roasted beast. At first I was saying, is that roast beef?
No,
But a roasted beast.
I don't know what that is. It's usually like a prime rib of some kind.
Okay.
That's like a huge fucking chunk of it.
Yeah.
Slow roasted. And that's always
Ooh,
delicious.
That's amazing.
It's always very, very good. But I'm always like, this doesn't feel like Christmas. Like,
Yeah.
I think if I were to do Christmas, now that you mentioned it, Andrew,
It's an interesting can of worms to open.
because I'm seeing cranberries. And I know that that's weird.
Because
but
I'm thinking Thanksgiving, but
first thing I'm thinking is cranberries.
okay.
But not in an ocean spray jar, like actual
real.
cranberries.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that kind of situation. I'm seeing some kind of dark green salad to start off.
Okay.
I'm not seeing, and this is the other issue, like I have to have an antipasto on both days, and it's like, how much cured meat and cheese can I eat? So I'm almost seeing no antipasto.
And the reason that I'm doing this exercise with you, Joseph, is because I think sometimes seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing.
And that's from
Judy
on
the Elf
Judy.
from Santa Claus.
Yeah.
But I will say,
That's such an amazing quote.
it's an amazing. I want that on my body.
You should get it on your chat. Oh, wait, seeing isn't believing here, and then right above your dick it says believing is seeing.
It's either there, or I think that if I did that, seeing isn't believing on my chest, and then above my ass,
A tramp stamp.
is
Believing is seeing.
believing is seeing.
Yeah.
That would be actually really iconic.
Yeah.
The reason that I'm asking you these questions,
Yeah,
Joe,
please.
is because I do believe that and that's all about traditions.
Uh-huh.
Traditions are what's passed down, but sometimes it doesn't leave room for creativity.
Yeah.
And I think that you're saying to yourself, why do I need to have cured meats on both days? You
Uh-huh.
don't, Joe. And maybe I'm the first person that has to tell you that, but you don't, Joe.
Andrew, I want to ask you a question now.
Yeah,
Have you walked into your family holidays and shaken things up?
No, but
Would you?
yes.
Oh, you would.
Well, a lot of things have been shaken up about my family holidays. A lot of things. I don't know if I disclose. Well, I can disclose it. We're having Christmas Eve at a catering hall. And I was just talking about this to somebody else as well. It gets to a point where your family is so large and the Christmas traditions are amazing.
Uh-huh.
But Christmas and the holidays are all about joy.
And home.
It's all about home.
It's all about home.
It's about being comfortable. It's
Yeah.
about feeling the joy, feeling Santa's presence, feeling the spirit of Christmas. When you're at a catering hall with a time that you come in and a time that you got to be shuffled out,
That is tough.
it's really tough. Sometimes it takes the joy out of Christmas, but I'm very excited about this year. It's very exciting for all of my family that's listening. But Christmas, you're having a roast beast still, just not the cured meats. I get it.
No, I don't know.
I want a short rib.
Sure. I want a beef stew.
There you go.
I want a beef stew for Christmas.
There you go.
I want a beef stew for Christmas.
You want a beef stew for Christmas, Joe?
I do.
I don't second guess that. That's what you want. You want a beef stew. Is there anything else that day?
Of course. Yeah, of course. I would like some sides.
Okay.
I would like.
I always love a side. Yeah.
I thought you were a bottom.
You know how many times I actually have to say this? I'll share. Ask me a question. There's at least 15 from different people. Are you seriously a bottom? Are you seriously a top? Tell me if you're actually a top. Boys, girls, anybody across the spectrum. You seriously a top? I gotta let everyone know something. Yes. I bet you might not want to just call me a top, but I definitely top. Okay.
Once or twice.
For the past year, since January. All right? So top of the pyramid this week? You want to know who's topping this pyramid this week? Me. I don't want to hear this anymore. And it's not a problem if I was a bottom. And it wouldn't be a problem if I was a top. But
If you were a top.
Anyways. What were we saying?
Sides. Yeah. I don't know. I can't get into this. I think for Christmas dinner, I would like a private chef to make my food. Like, I would like it to be like in my home that I'd like someone to come in and come up with a menu.
I agree.
I think that, I don't know, I have no real sentimentality towards Christmas Day. And I would like to create something beautiful and gorgeous surrounding it.
Is there a stress? I don't know. I maybe was thinking of myself. Is there a stressed energy on Christmas or no?
No, complete opposite. I almost wish there
Too
was.
relaxed? You almost wish there was a little bit of stress in that house?
Because it's literally like, it's like dinners and PJs. Because like we no one leaves. It's like we just like hang out and just like spend the whole day relaxing together and like enjoying our gifts.
Mine's surrounded by my cousins, my uncles, my aunts. And I was just saying this to my mother. I was like, listen, there's always a stress about when the pasta is ready. Everyone's always screaming, Michael, the pasta, take the pasta out. There's always something. And then you're getting the pasta off the stove. You're running. It's just like, you know what? Maybe the catering hall does make sense. Now that I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because no one's stressed about the food. No one's worried about making things, burning things, overcooking things. You're just walking up to a buffet. You're grabbing your food. You're sitting your ass down.
Good children to the guidance office.
Hey, Joe and Andrew. It is Zoe. Please ignore my voice or lack thereof. I went to the Eras tour like 4 days ago, and I've been so sick ever since. Oh my god, I have to cough. I'm gonna try not to. I was just calling because in my mind, like, you guys are very, like, independent people. I mean, obviously you two spend a lot of time with each other, but I also feel like you guys are very capable of, like, doing things on your own. And I was just wondering, like, if you had advice on, like, how to get to that point, because I feel like sometimes, like, I just want to, like, I want to go get coffee, but I'm like, I need someone to come with me. Or, like, I need to take a 20-minute bus ride. I'm like, I need someone to come with me. Yeah, if you have any advice on, like, how to be more okay with, like, doing things on your own, that'll be awesome. I love you guys so much. You're so awesome. We're best friends in my head. Not even in my head, we are. And that's all. Okay, love you guys. Bye.
Love you, Zoe.
Love you, Zoe. Listen, it took time for us to be independent individuals when it comes to even just grabbing a coffee.
You're pretty good. You've always been pretty good at that, though.
Yeah, I think that, like, I like those little moments for myself. It, like, gives you time to reflect on what's going on in your life. So what are you thinking about? You can listen to your own music. You can do your own thing. But you taught me this lesson. I sometimes don't sit with myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's my time. Sometimes I'm always around the clock. That's my time to sit with myself. And I think that's important to be able to have that time.
Zoe, listen, as someone who needs Andrew next to me at all times, it is really hard to say, I'm going to go sit down get coffee alone, or I'm going to eat dinner alone. I'm going to, even go into a store alone sometimes. I sometimes still feel that way. And here's a tip I learned from traveling alone for work. When you're traveling alone, like if you're like in a different city, you're a lot more prone to be like, I'm going to eat dinner tonight alone because like I am on vacation. Like I don't know anyone here. Or like if you're at the airport, you're like, I'm going to sit down and eat dinner. And so this is a tip. And this kind of works. Just pretend you're always on vacation. Pretend that you're visiting a city for work and you have to, go get dinner because you're at a work conference and you have no other option but to go alone. Like just do that. And like, as crazy as it is to delude yourself, it kind of does make it a lot easier to be like, well, I can actually just sit down here, bring a book, bring something to do, and enjoy my delicious meal because I'm on vacation.
And open up yourself to the possibility of meeting someone along the way. If you want to, if you're walking, if you're at the coffee shop, don't look down at your phone because that's another thing. You might be by yourself, but you got that phone right there with you. And sometimes that's the comfort blanket. That's the security blanket. So pretend you're on vacation. Talk to people. Say hey to the barista. You grab your coffee. It's just an in and out and you did it.
Yeah. It gets easier every time you do it.
For sure.
Truly. And
now I'm going to restaurants by myself, filming the food. You know what I mean? That took a
Are
lot
you
of
doing that a lot?
Yeah. I mean, anytime I do a food video or anything, I mean, I'm not doing a lot of them, but
You're alone?
Always.
Do you want a friend or no?
Not normally.
You want to be alone?
I kind of want to be alone.
Wow.
Yeah. I like to just do that. It's take yourself on a date. I don't think it's weird. I think it's like we all live in this idea that like you show up to a place by yourself. Coffee shop is different, but you show up to a restaurant, you can do it on vacation, but you can't do it when you're going down the street for lunch and you want to document it. I don't feel weird about that any longer.
No, you shouldn't.
No.
Yeah.
No one, because the thing is, no one's thinking about you.
No, that's actually, yeah, to this point, Zoe, that's probably the main lesson to learn is nobody cares. Everyone is so wrapped up in their own lives. Like, no one is paying attention to you.
Nope.
And if they are, like, even if someone is spending the entire time you're at dinner looking at you and thinking about you, they're going to go home and completely forget you ever existed.
Yeah.
So have fun, be crazy, be free, get coffee on your own. Like, just do it.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm tired of rumors starting.
What's your rumor of the week?
What's right up my alley this week? My rumor this week, and we'll get into it in a later episode at some point, is
maybe even next week.
Yeah, maybe even next week. It's nudity. my rumor this week is
Merry Christmas.
Sorry. My rumor this week is Korean bathhouses.
Yeah.
I think we should all be getting ourselves to a Korean bathhouse in a respectful way as soon as possible. Me and Andrew had some experiences last week that we'll discuss next week on the podcast, but I just feel a certain kind of way about the way that nudity is forced to be a horrible thing in our culture. And I feel like when I get to experience a place where I can feel comfortable and sit in a hot tub, sit in a sauna, sit in a cold tub, just feel completely like a human being animal is
and should
feel, that makes me feel really, really, really good. And saunas in general, just steam and heat, like things that we just don't get to experience. Plus no phone. So if you live near a Korean bathhouse, give it a try. Ask one of your closest friends, do you want to be naked next to me for 3 hours, and go together?
Yeah.
Or go alone, Zoe.
Go alone, Zoe.
Imagine the first thing that you go to alone.
A naked bathhouse. That would be actually, I mean, talk about going from 0 to 100 real quick. That's what you would do. But sometimes it's exposure therapy.
Well, when you gave me that bathhouse gift card, that was probably one of the first times I had to go to something really alone.
I knew that you would be sick about it. I didn't even think about that you would be like, I thought you were just walking in to get a massage and leaving. I didn't know.
No, I was just like sitting there for hours alone, but it was like I was like 24 and panicked, but I had a great time.
Yeah.
I remember leaving feeling like, oh, I could do a lot more. So maybe go to a bathhouse. Doesn't have to be a nude bathhouse, but go to a bathhouse alone. But I'm really into it. I'm really into soaking and sitting and steaming and saunaing and swinging my cock.
Swinging it around. What's my rumor of the week? Mine's always about food, but that's just me. I would say my rumor this week, first of all, I started watching like Water for Chocolate. I don't even know how to say it in the Spanish version, but do you remember watching this in Spanish class? It's a classic Spanish film, but now they made it into a series on Max. And it's very similar to like it's a Spanish version of Bridgerton, basically.
Okay.
But she cooks all of these different things and she puts magic in it. So when she's cooking these items for people, they're starting to fall in love with her. Or she wants a certain thing and she puts it in there.
Oh, wow.
Or she does it through food. And it is some fantastic acting. But I was thinking about this as I was watching it. I was like, you know what? The way that I treat Selena, but I was just a little gay boy, watching Selena, I just watched it on the plane recently. That stuck with me in Spanish. But I never gave like Water for Chocolate any piece of mind. So I would say that's my rumor of the week. And then also just pot pies in general. I've lost sight of a pot pie, but when you have a good pot pie, it's going to make you want to come back for more. So make yourself a pot pie or buy one at the store. And don't think about what it's going to do to your body until the next day when your roommate is saying he thought that the motorboat was starting downstairs.
That wasn't me, by the way. Who said
wasn't
that?
Joe. Even worse.
Oh, well, my God, you guys.
With that, happy freaking holidays.
Happy holidays. Thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget to do your homework.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, review. Send it to your friends. Send it to 15 to 45 friends that you want to listen to Good Children. And maybe gather around with your friends during the Christmas week, during the holiday week, and watch this episode. I know it was very festive. I know it was very festive.
It kind of was.
It was. And don't forget that we are going on tour. We are going on tour February 19th to Indianapolis, Indiana, February 20th to Chicago, Illinois, and February 21st to Madison, Wisconsin. Tickets are almost sold out for Madison, Wisconsin. All right? Indianapolis, I need to hear you scream, or I'm going to start screaming. Don't forget to follow us across all social media platforms at Good Children Pod. I'm on Instagram at Andrew Muscarella.
I'm on Instagram at Joe Hegyes.
And enjoy this time with your loved ones.
Don't forget to follow us on Patreon. For just $7 a month, you get access to a brand new bonus video/audio episode every single Friday, plus access to a backlog of over 100 bonus episodes and access to our chats.
Where are you, Christmas? Why can't I find you? Why have you gone away? My world is changing. I'm rearranging. Does that mean Christmas changes too? Where are you, Christmas?
Now turning the corner is Joe Hegyes on his Give a Gift Foundation float, singing the song Christmas of a Lifetime. Let's welcome Joe.
Christmas time, filled with laughter, smiles and bright eyes, builds up faster and nobody stops and looks around. Too busy planning parties and happenings. What's the purpose behind the presents, Christmas trees? Maybe you explain to me. Christmas Eve is filled with fun, getting pressed from everyone. Why is this all begun? Let's take a chance, a path to run into the past where we have come to the beginning of a lifetime.